I don't know what to expect. This is from Hidden in the Fog, and I've been sent a couple of screenshots from some statements that are pretty good. How much do you want to bet? Well, let's see what he says. Gee, can you read this? What's going on here? Okay. Susan, I'm fully aware that this will be okay, that's not the first one. Wait. It's all lies, Susan. Don't fall for them. Avoid the pure untruth. Don't go into the darkness of it all. The untruth doesn't do anything for Lily and Jack. You're free to judge me all you like, and the world is free to as well. I don't mind. Almost every message or words I introduce is twisted, and the story becomes harder to comprehend, which was once a story of two innocent children being missing is a now international sea of untruth, lies, and deception. Avoid the pure untruth, darkness, so he cannot say avoid the lies. It's harder for him to say that because what he is worried about, sure, there are a lot of rumors that are not true, but the things that he is worried about are the claims that are true. Believe me, especially my latest videos, it bothers him because he cannot talk his way out anymore. Things are narrowing in. He's told us enough. And we have heard even the most blatant lies that even people who are normally not that skilled when it comes to detecting lies realize something is really wrong. So, that focus and this wording, pure untruth, well, I'm getting closer to the pure truth. The truth is pure. And what exactly is untruth? Is it the same as lies? Well, what he is referring to are the true suspicions. He is worried about the truth. And as I continue on this journey, everything becomes clearer and clearer and clearer. It's like water that becomes pure. And, to use his analogy with the muddy waters, the mud settles down. No, Daniel, the lies do not rise to the top. Remember when he said that? Lies rise to the top. I should go back there and show you guys, right? Remember all the water references? Well, let's go through this one first. Don't for okay, you remember that. Go back to my old videos if you want to get a little bit of your memory is refreshed. Avoid the pure untruths. No, anything that's pure we don't want to avoid. Pure is good, but he simply changes the truth into untruth. The truth is not true. This is as much of a twist he can get himself to create. Interesting wording, right? The pure untruth. No, it would be a blatant lie. The pure truth is what we are getting very close to. So he is going to be less and less capable of saying, oh, it's all crap, because before, you see, he had this very free attitude. You know why? Because with all the crap he was talking that gave him away, he thought he was doing pretty well. He thought, oh, wow, they're not going to figure it out, because he wouldn't, right? So both him and Logan, also Janie, they can't imagine that what we are doing is being able to figure out what actually took place, because none of them would be able to. They are not very bright, but they're also used to being around people who are not bright whatsoever, who cannot figure anything out. So it's coming to him a little bit of like a shock that he's being cornered by the truth. He's being cornered by more and more people, even the people who don't really figure things out too easily. It's sort of like this narrow path will get us there to whatever happened. And alongside the way, there are things that will sidetrack us, right? And so we drift away. Some, I don't, but some people will drift away from the center of the road, of the path, and sort of bounce against the walls on the side. Oops, there's Durwood. Oops, there's this. Oops, you know, getting caught up in all types of fabrications. And he thought probably it was a very clever maneuver to have Durwood up there. By the way, is that his son that he met that day before the kids um, were reported missing? I still don't know. I get so many things. I hear and see and read so many things, but I don't know what is what. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, right? If you have a clear answer, give it to me. If you're not sure, find out, or rest your case, be silent, because I hear so many different things that I have to disregard them. You know what I mean? I want to know what's fact. Other than that, I only need the statements. But when a fact comes in, that's what I want to get to. Because the facts, of course, make it much easier for me to zoom in on the statements that are very important. Avoid the pure untruths. I actually think I got it on my phone, so while I'm looking, you guys can go ahead and actually take a look a little bit more at what I just put up there. I think you already have a bunch of stuff that stands out, right? You already see what I'm probably about to get to. And yes, I'm taking my time with all of this. I really, really want to take my time, because otherwise, people waste a lot of time on a lot of stuff. So, when you're watching me, I want you to clear your mind first. I want you to clear your mind from whatever you pay attention to, and it's a lot of garbage that most people pay attention to. So when you come here to my channel, the first thing to do is settle down, settle your mind down, clear your mind. Your mind needs to be pure. Every time we get a statement from somebody, we treat the statement with the expectation the person is about to tell me the truth. We don't say, well, he's a liar and here he goes again. We don't do that. That is not our style. You see, that's what's very common, of course. That's why you have people with preconceived notions. That's why people argue all the time about nothing. They argue lie against lie. They're all full of shit, but they argue their points. That's why I say, if you do that, even though you're right, there's nothing you're going to gain from that. You're not going to win anything. Because if you convince a bunch of idiots, you only lost energy. Because it's not going to benefit them, it's not going to benefit you. So, don't send me screenshots of how you proudly argue with people, because guess fucking what, man? This is worthless. This is a waste of energy and time. And I cannot find it, but I don't care. You guys remember, right? The Muddy Waters thing. I even transcribed it. So anyways, bothers me though. It bothers me when something isn't right. But the thing is, I didn't expect to do anything today. And the reason that I am is because I just can't believe what I'm reading. I can't believe it. And Daniel is so good with his statements, they are so revealing because his vocabulary is a little bit limited, right? So he knows what he knows, and he uses what he knows when he makes statements. It's sort of when you have like a basketball player, a football player, or baseball player talking about, all right, this is the fourth inning, right? And here's what we're gonna, you know, people go to whatever they're familiar with. And Daniel has certain things that he's familiar with, and it keeps coming into his mind. Don't go into the darkness of it all. He went through pitch black darkness in his ATV with both Jack and Lily covered up by his shirts, two shirts, what a coincidence, missing, and there was complete darkness. Maybe there was a light once in a while. He knew the way, he knew where to go. He'd been there many, many times. And by the way, Chance Harbor is, I think, too busy, too many residential, He went somewhere, I think, east. Could have been, yeah, I think, there are so many remote locations, and he knows them all, or he knows many of them. He went where he knows. Don't go into the darkness of it all. The untruth doesn't do anything for Lily and Jack. And it's true that Lily and Jack are gone. Nothing can do anything for them, if you will, except it can do something for us, and it can also uh, set an example. It can also, be about justice, not making their lives a mockery. I know you, your mama, and Logan don't give a crap about their lives whatsoever. To you, they are animals. I understand that. But to us, it's a different thing. So it does something to us. It does something to many of you to see Brian Koberger locked up, never able to get out, going crazy there in prison. Even though I think this one thing is an AI, I mean, I don't know. Why do they, why would the camera move around? And why are they filming the toilet area in a prison cell? You know what I mean? You're free to judge me all you like. Oh, isn't that nice? I don't judge you, by the way, Daniel. I don't judge you at all. My mind has to be completely free of judgment. If I judge you, then all of my statements will be worthless. All my analyses will be worthless because I will already have my mind made up. Meaning that whatever I come across from you, I will overlook a ton of stuff because I'll be like, oh, this guy is so guilty, man. I don't even want to look at it. Which, by the way, is something I did very quickly with Durwood. I become very dismissive once it's a red flag overload and once certain things. For example, there was a recent interview with Sherry Papini. You remember Sherry Papini, right? She claimed to have been abducted and trafficked, and she was actually with her ex-boyfriend. Um, and so I thought, wow, one of the first things I learned about this case was through an analysis by Peter Heil on his old blog that I wished I had downloaded the content of, but well, it's gone now, and Peter's gone too, so I don't have it. I don't even have a screenshot. But due to that, I was interested, even though I know that, it was all a hoax, but I'm always interested in revisiting certain statements. And also, he was critical of the husband's statements too when he called 911. So that may indicate her husband actually may have suspected something that he didn't talk about, or something didn't seem right to him. There is that possibility. But anywho, what she said, she wants to tell her side of the story. And that's when I already said, I am not going to bother with any of it. This is going to be a blatant fabrication. You're already telling me. And plus, the case is solved. you were convicted. So I am not going to let something sidetrack me. I'm not going to be bothered by anything that is not significant. I'm going straight to what I think is the most important part for us. So rather than, okay, you're free to judge me. Okay, thanks, bro, but I don't judge you. I do not. You judge yourself. You are the reason. You talk me out of you being truthful every single time. And I know you're not watching my channel at all because you would know that you should watch your words a little bit. In your case, you should be completely silent because that's the only way you'll be able to control your language. You're free to judge me all you like, and the world is free to as well. The world, right? Okay, I don't mind. Yes, you do. When people tell you I don't care or I don't care about anything, I don't give a crap, don't believe it. Almost every message or words I into, if you really don't care, it doesn't even go into your membrane. You don't even, it won't enter your language. Almost every message or words I introduce is twisted bullshit, man. I don't twist anything. I zoom in on your language and I show people what you are actually saying. Almost every message, which one isn't? Or words I introduce. Yes, you do. You introduce the truth, not the untruth. Skip the un. What he's telling you is avoid the pure truth. The truth doesn't do anything for Lily and Jack. Well, it does something for, I think, Belinda and many of us who want a message to be sent that you don't get away with it when children are hurt. There are different reasons why people want the guilty to be in prison. And, well, I want you to be gone from society, dude, because you're a maniac. And that's according to everything that I've learned from you. And you heard these kids. Almost every message or words I introduce, I twist absolutely nothing. But he is not happy with the fact that he talked so much and revealed so much. So all of a sudden, he wants to make it appear like whatever you read online, which includes statements by him, is really being twisted. Oh, and the timeline, of course, too, right? Your timeline, yeah, this is the one part he probably understands. Oh, our timeline is off. Me, my mama, we screwed up completely. We went away from the script because she hates Malaya so much, and I am so angry she left me, and I want her back, so I'm going to include her in some of my language, and I only shot myself in the foot. But tough luck, bro. I introduce is twisted, and the story becomes harder. The story. That's all it is to him, a story, and he continues to tell the story. It becomes harder to understand the story. Why? Because the truth is shining through and the lies come to surface. He said, the lies come to the surface. And through that, we realize how much of a story it all is. And so less and less people believe him. He feels it every single day. He probably thinks, or he thought in the beginning, well, everything's going to be great because they will never find the bodies. I know what I'm doing. They're way out in the ocean and gone. Good luck to you guys. Which was once a story of two innocent children being missing is now what? Is a now international sea of untruth, again, untruth, lies, and Deception. You see, untruth, it only takes two letters from truth to add to truth to make it appear to be something else. Deception. Yeah, you've been deceptive, all right. And they told us the story of two missing children, two innocent children being missing. That's all. Don't worry about what actually happened to them. That's all he wants. He wanted us to think of. Hey, there are two kids missing. Kids go missing all the time, right? It's a mystery. Many times, you see, he even introduced the term mystery in one of his interviews with Kayla, in the Kayla interview. So mysterious. When somebody says mysterious, it means don't try to figure it out because you won't. It's a mystery. There is no such thing. There are cases that are solved and cases that are not solved. And a mystery is just a case not solved where the person using the term gave up on the possibility of being able to solve it. So I avoid this term. And I know it's part of the English language and a lot of us use it, but as I, continue with my path, I more and more cut out wordings that, you know, I think don't reflect what I'm actually thinking, I told you that a million times. No, I didn't. Why am I saying that? There's a reason. It all comes from somewhere. But this one is really, really good, people. This is a really, really good one. It's all lies, Susan. Don't fall for them. Avoid the pure untruth. Don't go into the darkness of it all. Yes, he went into the darkness that night. And the darkness, I'm pretty sure Malaya asked him, or somebody, or Janie asked him, are you sure nobody saw you? No, 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 no. I went into the darkness. Pure darkness. The untruth doesn't do anything for Lily and Jack. In your opinion. You're free to judge me all you like. Again, he's being dismissive. When you're getting close to the truth and he doesn't know how to wiggle his way out anymore, then he'll say, well, that's the rumor. You are judging me. That's your opinion. People have their opinions. It's just a form of gaslighting. Crazy accusations. He didn't say the accusations were wrong, but he called them crazy. It's a form of gaslighting, people. When they have no more ability to talk their way out, especially in his case, where he went off script, which was a huge mistake on his part. He went off script and through that revealed to us more and more. So now he wants to dismiss us getting so close as being judgmental. Something is wrong with us. We are being judgmental. And the world is free to as well. I don't mind. It means you can't hurt me. Just, when they tell little kids, well, don't let them know that you're angry because then they're going to do it again or something like that. Just pretend, just take the high road. Sure, Daniel, you're not taking the high road and you mind more than anybody. You cannot stay away from giving us more incriminating statements. Almost every message or words I introduce is twisted. No. I am looking at your statements here. I'm not rewriting it. I'm very, very careful to do everything verbatim, right? So when somebody tells me, hey, did you hear what Daniel said? He said that. I'm saying, send me the exact statement. I need to know. I cannot stray away. Even one word can make even a pronoun can make a huge difference in statement analysis. So for me, it's extremely important that there is zero twisting. And the story becomes harder to comprehend. Yeah, you see, but that's your fault. You put story up on story. Where the story was BS from the very beginning, But you said, Malaya said very little to go by. She gave us a surf effort though. She gave us a water reference. It let me know the kids are by the ocean. They're not buried somewhere in the forest. Yeah, some of you may say, we shall see. Okay, I'm ready. And the story becomes harder to comprehend. Yeah, that's on you, brother. Which was once a story of two innocent children being missing. Once upon a time, it was a day like any other day. And the next thing Malaya knew, the room was quiet. Remember when she talked about how the room went quiet? She wants them back in their bed. Something happened in that room. Daniel went ballistic. They need to tell us the light switch was right next to the door. He doesn't want us to know he was in that room, because that's where something horrible happened. International Sea. Well, there you go, people. I don't know if it was Murmur. Forgot the name of that beach. I'm not gonna look it up until later. Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, Scottish clans. How to say MacLeod.
The MacLeods are believed to be descendants
The MacLeods are believed to be descendants
of the Norse king Olaf the Black of the Isle of Man and the Hebrides.
I understand
The
the word.
Clan MacLeod seat is at Dunvegan, but the previously held castles at Lewis and Harris and at Assynt in Sutherland. Dunvegan Castle is the oldest continually. The MacLeods are believed.
The MacLeods. Well, here it says MacLeods, so I guess it's very much similar to cloud. Thank you for the clarification. This is about the MacLeod clan. And this is where the star was found. Lily's star. Oops. Oops. He drove this way from Earl's house somewhere around here. Probably took the pipeline. He could have taken the pipeline and the wind could have blown the blanket that way where there was a road. Up here. And he went somewhere up there. And I know somebody actually up there from a long time ago who hopefully will give me some additional answers. You never know. Melmerby, for example. Areas like these. Doesn't have to be populated Chance Harbor or Black Point, right? It's pretty populated here. I think he went somewhere where there was just rugged terrain and pretty much nothing. I've said before, I cannot see him doing it, getting rid of the bodies around here, because they could have gone to shore. This is too much. I think, you know what he was looking at? International Sea. He was looking at the end. Get the bodies to go into the ocean, away from Nova Scotia, away from Canada, away from any of the coastlines. Let the tide, let the surf carry the bodies way out there. That was his focus. The international sea. You see, from here, well, there's also this part. But I guess he's counting on the international sea way out there. Of course, maybe this would have been a better spot, but that's too far. Yep. International Sea. What he did, he counted on the bodies being taken out into the international sea to disappear for good, never to be seen by anybody. And that's what he's doing. That's what he did. It enters his language because it was so much on his mind, and it remains on his mind. Should I read it again? You see, every time I read something, I see something new. It's all lies, Susan. What do you mean, all? None of it is true? That's like saying I looked everywhere or every. No. Okay, let's move on. Susan, I'm fully aware that this will be screenshotted. He's learning. But still, I message back, even though I could just leave it unread. I don't think you can't. I don't think you can. I think you're unable to do that. I think you feel the need, and that's a pattern in your life. When people get too close to you, that you think you have the ability to talk your way out. It's a reaction. I don't think you can stay away. But still, I message back, even though I could just leave it unread. You can't, bro. I want you to understand that. Well, you're not telling us the real reason you're replying. And you constantly do the hit and runs. The lies are like fog, Susan. Let me guess. Let me guess. Okay, you already said it was completely dark. Was it also foggy when you hit the coastlines? Was it important to you to think people wouldn't be able to see you, even if there were people? Because I know at these coastlines there are people here and there probably who also go fishing maybe. But it was in the middle of the night, but the fog made you feel very comfortable. And remember when he talked about Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick? This type of map was on his mind. Maybe there was a worry that maybe the bodies will wind up at the shores of Prince Edward Island. These thoughts probably went through his mind. That maybe the kids will wind up being there. Remember, he said, check every airport, check Prince Edward Island, that was on his mind, the possibility. Am I reading your mind, Daniel? Melmerby Fog. Melmerby Beach. I'm in Nova Scotia. I'm not set on Melmerby, by the way. It's just a possibility. Look at that. Was it foggy that night?
Everywhere. Oh my gosh. You cannot see the water.
Yeah. You introduced fog. Linguistically. That is the area here. Am I twisting your words, Daniel? No. I'm exposing how your experiential memory, with the limited vocabulary, sneaks into statements that you're trying to make about something completely different. And I hate to say it, you're a great tour. A training tour. A great training tour. You see, even when I don't really plan to make a video, and I'm thinking, okay, I made a lot of videos, right? How many did I make 3 days ago? Like 5 videos in one day? It was back to back, people. When I come across this, I know it's time to go online. I mean, to go premiere video. I know it's time for me to get the camera going. This is too good for me not to share. The lies are like fog. The fog was helpful. If you avoid the fog, your presumption of the case appears clearer. The case. Interesting choice of words, right? The case. The case will become very clear without the fog. It'd be dangerous for people to see you. You carrying two bodies, two small bodies, going waist deep into the water, and the fog was useful. Or you went into an area where you know there's going to be a lot of fog. And memory could be it, could be it. Don't hide in the fog. That's exactly what you did. You were hiding in the fog. It will change your perspective and beliefs. Well, I believe you were able to orientate yourself despite the fog. You knew the area. But maybe you were not able to see that well yourself. But you adjusted your perspective. And people, you were hidden. You were hidden from the eyes of the public. It was very dark. I have no doubt about that. But you also introduced that the sun was already up. That could have been, of course, when you called the children, marked them absent. But I actually want to know if it was really 5 a.m. when you finally got back, or it could have been later. I would love to know that from the neighbor. If he went to sleep at 5 a.m. and wouldn't have been able to hear the car anymore, or if he was there up all night. And yeah, there are certain people that work on their cars all night long. So there's a reason that he doesn't want to be bothered. He wants to be anonymous. But even if, I don't know if he had issues with police before or not, but even if, I believe that he felt the need when he realized, and by the way, he has 2 sons, right? Who said that? Janie, who go to school with Jack and Lily. So I do believe that he didn't want to talk, doesn't like to talk to police maybe. He didn't really want to give that's not his favorite thing to do. Let's say it like this. But because of what happened, he decided it's the right thing to do for him. And I know how important it is what he said, because otherwise Janie and Daniel wouldn't have spent so much time and effort trying to discredit him. They say he steals, right? They didn't say he's doing drugs. That's something where he knows he's in a glass house. The stealing part, well, what did they steal exactly? Somebody stole something from your trailer, Daniel? Or your mama? What was it? You cannot tell us what it was? Yeah, right. If you avoid the fog, your presumption of the case, yep, if you're exposed without the fog. Don't hide in the fog. Okay, I'm sorry, Susan, that's all I can offer you. Content creators rise with spreading misinformation. I don't really consider myself, First of all, don't go there in terms of labeling everybody the same way. Because there are, I definitely don't put myself in the same pool with most of what I see. But he wants to, the same way. Somebody will gaslight. That's just your opinion. Well, in my case, I actually research. So it's more than what the general opinion would be. But you want to be dismissive and label it opinion. When you say content creator, I'm not creating something that you have created. I am taking apart what you yourself put out there. I could be a content creator if I do animations or start singing or what have you. Creator sounds to him probably like, he wants to give the impression that we're dealing with fabricators. So all I have is really two major statements here. Actually, it's one big statement. And you see how much is there. Spreading misinformation. And the select few face the life-changing ramifications because really? Content creators rise with spreading misinformation, and the select few face the life-changing ramifications because of, oh my God, I'm so scared, dude. Oh my God. This is Daniel having absolutely zero leverage, wanting to give us the impression that he has. So I talked about Hidden in the Fog before because they had the Logan interview.
Gaining traction almost since Jack and Lily Sullivan were reported missing on May 2nd. A thick fog of speculation has enveloped the small town, swirling with whispers and wild theories. The latest buzz gaining traction.
Oh my God, I don't know if I can listen to this. I will try.
Claims that duct tape and rope were purchased during a family shopping trip to New Glasgow on May 1st.
Okay, I will skip this, guys. So, well, this is from my own video, and I hope, okay, let me see. The internet is like a sea, but lies rise to the surface the quickest. This is the best I can do right now, guys. That's what I was getting at. The internet is like a sea. Yes, Mike, that's true. Okay, let's go back a little bit. That Lily Speck. If you make the water muddy with allegations, it's hard to see the truth because the water is all brown. Yup, there we go again. And this is where it came from. See, the meaning is much more about the water than the mud. So here are some of your comments. A program creator by the name of Nova resides in Nova Scotia and posted a public advisory by the RCMP stating they would be in the area of Chance Harbor due to an ongoing investigation. Nothing mentioned about the fires. Well, about, I think 3 weeks or maybe a month ago already, there was I was told about activity there at Chance Harbor, and I looked it up. I went to YouTube, Chance Harbor, but whatever, police or whatever I typed in there, right? And anything. So I said within the hour. First today, I always go filter it and look for what's new, what was uploaded today, and I narrowed it down into by the hour. And it talked about police presence, and there were fires there or something like that. So this must be a new thing, strangely. So back then, about a month ago, I didn't pay any more attention to it because of that. So I thought maybe there it's about something else. But I have, I would not be surprised at all that this is, and I hope they find some evidence. And if the Truth Verification Unit has people like me, you better believe that is around the area they're going to look. And whatever leads to it, probably hard to find another star. I'm pretty sure he dropped another star of lilies or something. But since then, there's been a lot of raining and mud and whatever. We, your regular listener, okay, thank you. Well, I appreciate these comments when you say we, your regular listeners, want to learn. We appreciate you. Yeah, I get very slowly at it right now. But it's significant. He's painting the picture. You're the only YouTuber covering makes. Thank you. The clean ATV in the midst of the entire week of a yard has bothered me since day one. As time has passed, you have taught. Okay. Well, listen. Whatever makes sense to Daniel at the time. No, you know what? Janie protecting her boys, she's protecting herself. Absolutely. I was born and raised in Nova Scotia. I grew up along the coast and the beaches. Most of the shoreline is rocky with large pebbles. Yes, there are many sandy beaches as well. Also, Nova Scotia has some of the highest tides in the world. That's what I'm talking about, okay? So make sure that you actually, check these things out. Because you're talking about the west coast of BC here. Nova Scotia is a whole different ball game. And Sandra was the one who pointed this out to me very early on. And it made so much sense. And the reason it made so much sense is because it made so much common sense combined with the language and the references from Daniel and the one from Malaya. So I'm pretty damn sure that we are looking in the right direction, and the police is now as well. Many people have gone missing from the shores of Nova Scotia, and many more who have been lost at sea wash up months to years later. That is a possibility. Absolutely, it's a possibility, but I still believe that this made sense to Daniel at the time. Right? Remember, he's a chaotic dude, but it made sense to him at the time. So many people have gone missing from the shores, and many more who have been lost at sea wash up months to years later. Of course, it's possible. That would be possible. But what percentage of bodies out there winds up washing up? And I believe that when it comes to the ocean and the tides and the surf and all of these things, Daniel knows more than me and most of you. Mike the Fundy, tides are 2 highs, 2 lows each day. Got it. I watched them many times. Comes in and out pretty fast to carry 2 little bodies out. I also thought about what about fishermen's nets they could wind up in. Possible, absolutely. Wonder if they thought about that. I don't think, Daniel, there's also probably an ego thing maybe going on. Don't argue with a fisherman about fishing. They know. They know. So I can imagine he had this discussion with, I don't know, with Malaya or probably Janie actually. Are you sure that the bodies are not gonna? Mommy, I told you, I know what I'm doing. I don't know. You forget everything. You forgot the coat and the shirt, and I put it there on the car so you don't miss it because you always miss everything if I don't tell. And the trash is too heavy again. I told you 100. Let's go back. Look what you did. So he wants to prove himself that he knows what he's doing. Probably there was probably a moment where he told his mommy, and Malaya too. That's why she mentioned a surf effort. No, I know what I'm doing. I'm the master at that. Look look the size of the fish that I catch. I know exactly how this works. I may not know a lot of things, but this is something I know. So don't argue with me. So I believe there's also this ego thing happening. I also thought about what fishermen said. Wonder if they thought about that. Well, Janie and Malaya didn't, but Daniel, it probably crossed his mind too. He hasn't made net references yet, but damn shame I can't get this out of my mind. I'm praying and been following from day one. You're doing amazing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You say Fundy tides are highest in the world. Offshore is the largest whirlpool in the world. A Pictou County boy isn't going to the Minas Basin. Different worlds. It would be a spot he knows, may have picked out the spot before ever harming the kids. Yeah, I think his world, and maybe he had discussions with people before about these. There's familiar territory here. His world would end at Truro on one side and the traditional meaning. I don't know. So said innocent children. I live along the coastline and the sea gets rough. However, the sea does give up secrets. If this were the case, hopefully, yeah. Mike, so great you do this. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Sometimes in abusive households, when the abuser is angry at the spouse, they will take it out on the children. Yeah, well, very cowardly because these kids haven't done anything, but I wouldn't doubt it. I think he was angry to see Malaya sit there. The kids were yelling. They were being kids. Lily's voice was loud. The dog started barking. Mommy came out of her trailer. Is this girl? When is this gonna stop? Ever? I can't. What are you doing about it? She doesn't do it, So I believe there was certain amount of Janie, you contributed to this. I believe you were the catalyst. Doesn't make your son any better because I think he's the one who took the action. But you know what? Your venom is part of why this took place. Meadow would have become a victim too over time as both parents. Yeah, I agree with you. Neither of them should have Meadow. Neither of them. I mean, I don't know what the foster care system is like over there. I'm not saying it's going to be great for Meadow, but does she have any relatives that would? What about? I mean, how old is Malaya's grandmother? I mean, she sounds like a sweet lady. I mean, compared to some of the others who may, you know what I mean? I mean, there must be a way to get her into. She definitely shouldn't be with Logan. That's for sure. Because Logan, never mind. Yep, you're right. This is my priority, and it will be until we see some real movement. And again, I don't know what the law enforcement, what RCMP is doing behind the scenes. I don't know what the Truth Verification Unit is doing. I'm pretty sure they're busy, and I'm pretty sure they mean business. And it doesn't always guarantee results. But those of you who think we're close to an arrest, yeah, maybe. Yep, it's my name, Mike the Man. It's my real name. Back when I first got on the internet, people would, my handle was the Man, or M the Man or something, and people accuse me of using hiding behind a fake name to sound tough. Nope. Okay, McCloud. McCloud. I've noticed many more YouTube channels with just a few files. They are just rehashing info we already, but yeah, I avoid all of them. I go to whatever channel when they actually feature something, when there's something interesting. Of course I check it out. But what I skip completely are the opinions, right? I don't need them because the statements tell us already. You apply plates and AI channels, yeah. I don't think AI will ever be able to truly do what we are doing, what we are able to do. I agree they're using Jack and Lily to make a name for themselves. Absolutely. With no effort. That's what I talked about the other day. If you put zero effort into it, then I don't think you have any business sidetracking people, away from but it's also the people that are blamed that support this kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't think they use cadaver dogs. I mean, fill me in on all of these things. And what I love is when, anything is genuine from you guys. If you think something is the case, if you really think, don't be afraid to be wrong. Just don't repeat bullshit that you hear somewhere else without giving it any thought. Vet it first before you bring it to the eyes of our visitors, you know what I mean? And I know that so many of you are doing it, including the people who have sent me what I've talked about today, the person who sent that to me. So I find it always insulting when people say, I heard somewhere this, I heard that, and it's like, where did you hear it? And I'm, oh my God, when do you understand? This channel has fabricated so many things about Sebastian Rogers too. Why are you watching it? Well, do what you want, but don't before you can wade through the mud, but if you come to my house, take off your damn shoes first. That's all I'm saying, people. Daniel is very, very familiar with the area and grew up fishing as a sport. The water reference used many times suggests they are, and I agree. Yes, Daniel knows where the tide moves out fast. Small Bay, river mouth. Okay, maybe, yeah. Secluded access. There's a place called Three Brooks. Really? Sorry, I missed the live. Well, don't worry about that. I like to, the moment I got something, I don't like to announce it ahead of time. So I know that when I announce something 10 hours ahead of time, that's when I get the most viewers. I know this works best. I understand that. But things are moving pretty fast. I like it when I get things out immediately as they come to me, because otherwise other channels will already get even the dumbest ones will get already, hear about it, and they will just misconstrue it. And then the first impression, then you may, I like to be the one introducing new things to you guys. Okay, since you brought up Three Brooks, here's Lansdowne, where the star was found. But this is, it's 30 minutes by car. Could he have gone up here? Also interesting, right? Of course, I'm looking more here. I think it's easier, but you know, let's look at all of these areas, and this is close to Chance Harbor, not that far, right? Three brooks, road lots. Well, it's about the lots, not the ocean, but we're gonna see more ocean. Also a possibility, people. Ah, looks nice. But cold in winter. I'm not a winter boy. You get the point, guys. Brandy in Indy says, wow. Yeah, I say wow too. No, he didn't get a car. So, this all started with the fog, people. And I will end it with the fog. Wait, I got a message. Yeah. Melmerby. I believe that's Melmerby. So, guess what I got? A very clear image. The water references from Daniel Martel.
Holding out hope. I don't know why they didn't find anything from Jack's pull-up to her backpack or any of her belongings at all.
Strangely, whenever I look for older interviews that I've already discussed, I keep winding up on my own channel. Ain't that something? That's really good. So I appreciate the people who are not afraid to share my videos. You will get attacked, possibly, if you share it in Facebook groups. I've already told you whom I believe these pseudonymous accounts belong to. Anonymous or pseudonymous, because they gave themselves some name. And they will attack anybody that gets too close. You know what I mean, Logan? You're not backing off, Logan. You're just hiding. You're just sneaky, being your sneaky self, but not clever. Maybe you're a little more clever than the Martel side. I heard your dad lives in the same area, also a shithole, but he has at least a swimming pool. Allegedly, in my opinion. Everything I'm saying is my opinion only. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Here we go again. Hey everybody, it's Mike the Man. Welcome to my channel, and this one is gonna be good.
Boots. That's pink boots for Lily, blue boots for Jack, with dinosaurs on them. Lily had her backpack with it was white, strawberries on it. I imagine now if they're in the woods that it'd be probably brown, but I don't see them carrying their backpack. I don't see them keeping them.
Yeah, you didn't see them carrying their backpack because you carried it for them. Or put it on them, or took it with you. And got rid of it too, somewhere. Was that an issue that you're worried that the lies will rise to the surface? Was that your worry, that any part of their clothing or any part of their items could have been washed ashore? Wouldn't that be beautiful if we'd be able to find something like that? The pull-up is probably dissolved in water, you know what I mean? But I think you snapped, Daniel. I think you completely lost your mind and you hurt these children. At least one of them. That's what I believe, dude. I believe that Jack was sick and tired of being pushed around by you and slapped. I believe that Lily tried to protect her brother. I believe that you completely lost it. And the kids were not having it. And I believe that Mummy's dog woke up. Mummy woke up because the dog was barking because of Lily's voice. And you silenced the kids. At least one of them. So.
Pull up on for that long after it got soaked from the very first day.
So he talks about. Let's listen to this one more time, people. Hey everybody, it's Mike the Man. Welcome to my channel, and this one is gonna be good. Google can't even get my name right, man. Caption. Hey everybody, it's Mike the Man. I didn't say Mike the Man, I said the man. Welcome to my channel, and this one is gonna be good.
Boots. That's pink boots for Lily, blue boots for Jack, with dinosaurs on them. Lily had her backpack with white, it was white, strawberries on it.
With white? Listen to that. Lily had her backpack with white. With white. What? White spots that could still be seen despite the mud? It was white.
I imagine now if they're in the woods that it'd be probably brown, but I don't.
You see, if you make the water muddy with allegations, it's hard to see the truth because the water is all brown. Thank you for watching. I'm Mike the Man. I will see you next time.